have been under construction.
Learning is almost back to normal since COVID.
We see how the tennis team is doing this season.
The girls' dance team is competing with more experience.
And Jacob Krenz is back this week with a car that might make you jealous.
Hi, I'm Austin Erickson.
And I'm Courtney Thorstensen, and you're watching Eagle Zone. We've all noticed and prepared for the longer commutes to work and school due to road construction. North Dakota Street is back open after starting the school year closed. But another major north-south artery is still closed, and up until recently both were closed at the same time. Eagle Zone's Samson Flockus joins us to explain why. Samson?
Road construction on Roosevelt and Dakota Street has been affecting the citizens of Aberdeen and their commuting. With two north-south routes closed towards the start of the school year, families across the district have had some slower commutes.
It's terrible. I live on the north side of town. Dakota's closed, Roosevelt's closed, and then all the traffic gets funneled into a couple roads. So they should really get on top of that.
Jeremy Thorstensen, the Assistant Public Works Director for the city, has been overseeing the rebuilding of these two roads. He agrees it's not ideal, but sewer pipes were collapsing along Roosevelt Street, so the city needed to fix them.
With projects like Dakota Street, that was planned, and we plan on doing another project like that next year. Typically try to do one of those a year. The one on Roosevelt, that was not planned, so those things may pop up. I know the timing seemed a little odd to have two streets that are that busy closed at the same time.
He also gives us a timetable for when he expects the work to be done.
We're hoping that the pipe laying itself will be done by the end of the week. As far as the street reconstruction goes, that might take a bit longer. We're probably going to put a temporary street surface on that once the pipe is in the ground, and sometime next summer we'll put a permanent concrete fix to it.
Thorstensen said there should be another big project next year, but it is unusual to have multiple projects of this size going on at this time.
Thanks, Samson. The city has taken steps to try speeding up the process. On Roosevelt, for example, city ordered materials before even hiring a contractor. That helped avoid some supply chain issues.
Schools across the country are trying to catch up from lost learning during COVID. According to an Education Department study of 9-year-olds in the U.S., the average scores in 2022 declined 5 points in reading and 7 points in math compared to 2020. This is the largest average score decline in reading since 1990 and the first ever score decline in math. Eagle Zone's Jason Lopez-Martinez checks to see how the numbers look in Aberdeen.
As schools in Aberdeen emerge from the pandemic, they are trying to make up for any ground they may have lost. Camille Call is assistant superintendent. She says the district is looking through preliminary test information, so she doesn't have specific numbers yet.
So as of right now, we don't have any for sure data that's indicating that we've lost learning. Right now, we are just in the process of reviewing the South Dakota state assessments. I will tell you that across the past few years, because of COVID, we have seen just kind of a stagnant percentage of improvement. Some subject areas have gone up and some have gone down slightly in percentage.
The school district is looking at all information from elementary, middle, and high school.
However, I would say the one thing that we have noticed is because of COVID, attendance has been down, and there is a direct relationship between attendance and test results.
So schools are pushing attendance as they look for gaps that may exist in learning from the pandemic.
I think probably the biggest thing that families and students can do is just to be consistent with attendance. Attendance is the number one factor in school success. And so if students even just miss a few days, it interrupts their learning and it can affect their grades and their performance on the state assessments. So attendance is key.
In the Midwest, math dropped 9 points and reading 7. We'll share Aberdeen-specific information when the school board receives it.
Seniors can apply for South Dakota colleges without paying the application fee. That has counselors pushing students to get the application process started. Counselor Riley Stadel is here to explain. Mrs. Stadel, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
When can students apply to South Dakota colleges for free, and which school does it apply to?
The free application window opens October 3rd and runs through November 30th. It's all of the public universities in South Dakota as well as the tech schools along with Presentation College.
How is the program different now than it was in the past?
The free application window used to only run for about a week, so they've extended it now to nearly 2 months. So it's a great way to get students to start thinking about the process and then eventually get their applications in.
What message do you have for students who aren't sure if they want to attend a South Dakota school?
We would say go ahead and apply. Take advantage of this awesome opportunity South Dakota has given us, and once you are applied and eventually accepted, you can make your decision from there. So take advantage of this great opportunity.
Thanks, Mrs. Stadel. We'll be right back after this PSA made by media production students.
Be kind.
Thank you.
Strive for excellence. Learn from your mistakes and fail forward. Focus on the good.
Welcome back. This week, we take a look at more of the fall sports from tennis to dance. Eagle Zone's Cooper Eisenbeis joins us with a look at sports. Cooper?
Courtney, we start with golf. As we record this, results are still coming in from state golf in Mitchell. Golden Eagles finished the first round in 10th, but trailing close to a couple teams ahead of them on the list. The top three performers from Central, 8th grader Cole Brust, and the juniors, Quincy Madsen and Peyton Brust. Now moving into Golden Eagles Arena. Girls volleyball hosts Brandon Valley. We pick it up early in the first set with senior Sydney Evans getting a nice dig which sets up the kill for Leah Goff. Later in the game, junior Sawyer Barr has a nice serve that Brandon Valley could not return. Eagles win the first two sets, but they drop the third. Now moving ahead, junior Maddie Miller gets the ball to Airlie Walder, who sets up the 8th grader Lauren Burkhardt for the kill. The Golden Eagles go on to win in 4. The girls' tennis team is heading to state this week. Eagle Zone's Braden Lynn is here to explain why the team is so optimistic about this year. Braden?
The state tennis tournament starts this week, Thursday and Friday. The Aberdeen girls like their chances this year. With a strong start early in the season, the girls' tennis team has positioned itself to shoot for a season-long goal at state.
We were really hoping to make a play for making a podium, which is top 4.
Right now, the team's record is 19-7. Carly Comstock is a senior on the team.
It started off really strong, and we beat some teams we didn't think we'd be able to beat, and then we kind of plateaued, but I think we're really getting our groove back.
The team is ready and excited for state, after taking second place at ESD, narrowly losing to Watertown. This is a step up from recent years.
We have 3 seniors. Our 1, 2, 3 singles players are all seniors, and that just helps a lot with tennis. The more you play, usually the better you get, and we have a lot, out of our top 6 players, 3 seniors, 2 juniors, so we have a lot of experience compared to the last couple of years.
As the state tournament approaches,
we have a lot of seniors this year, so we've been working up to this for a long time now, and I feel like hopefully we have a pretty good shot.
We'll bring you the results next week. You can see sooner on South Dakota Public Broadcasting.
Thanks, Braden. That match is in Rapid City. Now on to dance. That team is still a couple weeks from their state competition. If you haven't seen them perform yet, this group has made big strides in the last couple of years. Eagle Zone's Elena Messas talked with seniors who have been part of the improvement. She joins us in the studio with her story. Elena?
This year's CHS dance team has been working hard and earning high marks to prove it.
The dance team has been challenged with learning new choreography that is constantly being added, and they have yet to disappoint with their strong performances and scores to match.
The hardest challenge yet has definitely been timing on all of our hip-hop tricks and our jazz turns, just because we end up changing those a lot, so it's hard to stay consistent.
But one challenge the team isn't facing this year is inexperience. In fact, they come into the season with more experience than they have in the past, so the dancers are able to make those changes.
We have a lot more seniors this year compared to other years.
With many strong performances, the dance team has finished competitions in the top 5, even the top 3. This jazz routine has earned top scores more than once due to these amazing dancers and their persistence to learn and master the choreography they are given.
I feel like the team has done really good this year. At each competition, we've improved both of our dances' scores, so that's really good.
If you would like to watch the team crush the rest of the semester, you have to travel as home competitions are done.
Thanks, Elena. Make sure to check back with us next week for final golf and tennis results from state. We'll also take a look at the cross-country teams. Austin?
We're back this week with Krenz' Car Show. He tracked down a star football player for the segment. Take a look.
When you see a guy like this, you think, man oh man, I bet he can run. Fiery red hair and an attitude to match. And just look at this. Dang, that's fast. While thinking about speed, I was curious. If you're fast, does that mean your car is also fast?
They told me I wasn't gonna get far.
So I told him like this, look. My adversaries crumble when we rumble, it's a catastrophe on anybody who tryna hate, come and blasting me. I've been in this for a minute, see how I graduated from rookie to beginner, but now I'm winning on the road, backing up and selling our shows. But let's rewind the tape a bit and let them all know.
What's up? Welcome to MTV Cars. My car's name is Ethel. Don't forget it.
Tell me something about this hunk of junk.
It's actually not junk. This car's actually really nice. It's gotten me a lot of thousands of miles. And she drives really good. Like, take her anywhere, anytime. She drives well. I don't have a horn, but if you look below, I have cool LED lights on your feet. I have a lot of air fresheners, so we stay fresh. And then obviously I have a lot of stickers to cover up my broken dash. So this car is fast. And if you don't believe me, I'm willing to race anyone for their car.
Signing off with Eagle Zone, this is Jacob Krenz.
That's all for this episode of Eagle Zone. You can always watch our stories whenever you want by scrolling down to the Eagle Zone section of the school district website. That's aberdeen.k12.sd.us.
We leave you this week with a look around Central as fall is here. With Eagle Zone, I'm Austin Harrison.
And I'm Courtney Thorstensen. See you next week.
Scott. I'm a lieutenant here at Aberdeen Fire Department. All right, my name is Chris Scott. I'm a lieutenant here at Aberdeen Fire Department. This is Battalion Chief Remick. Today is the 7th of October, and this is our Fire Friday. So this week we had 60 EMS calls and 21 fire calls. What we're doing now is we're cleaning up the truck for Gypsy Days tomorrow. Truck 1 and Medic 1 are going to both be in the parade.
So, we just like to talk about the importance of cleaning our apparatus and taking care of our equipment. Our fire trucks are always clean to the best of our ability. It's super important that we take care of our equipment. First of all and foremost, they're very expensive. The apparatus is not cheap. We take good care of our stuff, so that way it lasts a long time. Citizens of the community pay for this equipment, so it's really important that we take the pride in the ownership in our department to make sure it's top-notch and clean and ready to go at all times.
Truck 1 was a $1 million piece of equipment that we use all the time, and it was funny because we were on a call one day, 3 o'clock in the morning, and the guy asked me, "How do you get your trucks looking so good?" I said, "We wash them every single day," and he was surprised at that, but that's what it takes. So, especially come in winter when there's a lot of salt on the ground and a lot of frost and all that stuff. It's every day we're going to have to hose these things down and make them look good. So.
It takes a lot of time and effort. It's one of the things that we teach our new people is make sure to take care, and it's not just the trucks, it's the equipment on the trucks. It always needs to be operational, ready to go at a moment's notice. So making sure that we clean it and inspect it every single day is a priority on the department. And it's a priority any department across the United States.
The other thing we were going to mention is next week is Fire Prevention Week. We're going to be out around town doing talks and things like that at the local schools.
Yep. We'll be working with the fire life safety and fire prevention group here at the department to take care of coming around, seeing children. I think this year the theme is escape plans, making sure that we know how and they know how to get out of buildings. Making sure that you have a home safety escape plan is really, really important. You should practice that. Make sure your children understand how to get out of the house if there is an emergency, where to meet. Those type of things are going to be the theme for the Fire Prevention Week. So.
Yep, we just went to one of the local schools, and these kids already knew that they have a plan and what happens when the smoke detectors go off and what number you call. So.
The other thing we're doing is you'll see us around. Right now we're wearing our cancer awareness shirts. This year's theme, Rise for a Cure. So, but you'll see us wearing the shirts around for the month of October. This year is a little different. Most of the time we wear pink t-shirts. This year we went with black with a pink logo that relates a little bit more to us. Thought they looked pretty good. You see us around town, we're trying to raise awareness for cancer.
All right, well that about wraps it up, and go Wolves.
That boy was cold. Swear it.
Well, it's your